G'day fishers, welcome to WA Fishing. Today I'm going to go off Rockingham foreshore, head out probably 30 to 40 kilometres somewhere in that region. Going to be searching for some new ground, and also I'll show you guys at home watching this on how I find new ground. Now the reason why I'm looking for new ground is got a comp next weekend, and always the bigger ones are on new ground. I find, obviously, as you start to fish them, dominant fish tend to feed first, so you start to ping them off a couple of times and over the years, and then they kind of get smaller from there. Now I do have some reliable spots for 10 kilo pluses, but I'm kind of hoping that, you never know, might find a spot that has those sort of high-end double figures, you know, 18 to 20 kilo ranges. So we'll see if we can find anything that size, but also on the same token, leaving a bit later this morning. So that being said, don't have all day. We'll sort of potter around and see what we can find, and show you guys at home what I look for and where I'm kind of fishing, what sort of areas, and yeah. So anyways, I'll see you out in the water. G'day fishers, we're just heading out now, leaving the boat ramp. So easterly is probably blowing about 10 to 15 knots, which is not ideal. It means it's going to be quite uncomfortable offshore. Easterly's great inshore, so if you're up for pink snapper and all that sort of stuff, fantastic. But once you start getting out of that 20-kilometre range, it starts to get a bit messy. But leaving at 9 AM. The reason is because at midday, hopefully this wind drops out. It's planned to drop out a bit, so kind of count on the afternoon to do a bit more exploring, and we'll explore till probably 4 o'clock hopefully, unless I bag out earlier with some fish that can't be released. But exploration is the key today. Hopefully we can do that. It's been something I've been meaning to do, but every time I go out I seem to bag out early lately, so that's with big fish. But that's alright. So I've got to steam out about an hour. We'll see you back here. This easterly is really shit, so I'm just having a crack at some spot I just found on the way out. It doesn't look like much at all. It's not something I usually fish. Probably junk fish on it, but I'm just trying to delay until this wind stops, which should be around lunchtime. So today, bottom meat as usual, targeting dewies again. This is the same bait I used the other video, last video. While we're dawdling around, I want to explain a few concepts of what to look for. Just meandering out the southwest direction at the moment. This weather is pretty horrible, so it's not really drift worthy. But I've got a couple of tips I would say. Is first, run both your low and high side by side. Low has a wider beam angle than the high, so you might pick up something here and not here. So also what I want to look for is not fluff like that, but I want to see a slight rise in the ground. So I know I'm sort of hovering around that 37 metre mark at the moment, but if I see something bump up to 35 and a bit of fluff on it, that's what I'm looking for. You can also look at the ground thickness, which I generally don't do. That shows the hardness. So you can see there's a bit of fluff, but there's no rise. So it could be fish, but I doubt that it holds fish. So it's not a good, there might be fish there right at the moment, but I don't think it holds fish. So don't look for this stuff. Just look for a slight rise with this stuff on top of it. So I'll be cruising along, looking for something that touches that 35 metre mark at the moment. So about 1 to 2 metres or bigger, and fluff on top. So that's what you want to look for. And when you're cruising around, you can do it at 30 knots if you want to. That's right now I'm just sort of hovering around about 6-7 knots, just waiting for this weather to turn down, and then hopefully we'll find some more new stuff today. Now you see there's no fluff on this, but you can kind of see how that goes up. So this goes up a good metre or so. So if that had fluff on this, I'd be dropping on that. But we'll see if we can find a better example. So you can see some fluff there, but just ignore that sort of stuff, because as you can see, there's no lump. I mean, if you're chasing snapper or schooling fish, by all means, it could be snapper. But I'm chasing jewfish today, and they like structure. No structure there, bit of fluff, keep moving, otherwise you're just fishing on the sand. Now that's pretty good. See how that comes up? It's not the swell that's come up a bit, and there's a lot of stuff on it. That's good. I'm looking for the main bit. There is the main bit. If it comes up more, see what you got. See, that's quite good right there. See, it's a bit broken, so we might have a drop on that. There's some fish on it, not big fish, but you see how that comes right up? Now that's really good there, really good. I wouldn't be surprised if that blob there is big dewies. We've got a bit of red in them. I mean, if I turn it up, oh, look at that. That's epic. That's really, really good. That's what you're looking for right there. That could be fish. A lot of them too. Oh, and that's definitely a fish. That's fish. We're going to have a drift on that for sure. Okay, fresh bait. Ooh. Come on. There we go. Not doing a lot. Small dewy maybe, black ass. I'll bring it up slowly. Because I want to release this fish. Silver, looks like a small dewy. Yep. Small dewy. Alright, so there you go. Probably about 40 centimeters. And very healthy, so I'll release this one and we'll give him a bit of a swim. See you, mate. And then down he goes. Oh, straight away. Oh, yeah. We dropped him, I think. Bigger one. That's a good fish, this one. Alright, now we just settle in. There's no need to take it very spastic with it. These slow pitch rods, put the pressure on the hook, keep the tension on the fish. These big swells, it's assassin rod, Pitchmaster, does a beautiful job. Nice and easy. Let's be a dewy for the bag, and then we'll move off this spot and we'll go somewhere else. As tempting as it is to give it another crack, conserve your marks. Probably about 5 kilo, I'd say. So he's been spitting up the eels, and this is what I try to emulate with the Ocea. Okay, so how do you spike him? So again, his brain's somewhere around here, like that. First incision, straight into it. So if you look at that Ikmi Jimmy app that I showed you, it's in line with that. I've angled it in and popped in. Now I've moved to another spot, and I'm just going to apologise in advance here because the camera on my head is in time lapse, so apologies. The ground's too big, not very isolated, but too big for me anyway. And what I mean by that is unlikely that I'm going to get any big dewies. It's not isolated ground, but well, maybe. Now my head cam being in time lapse has rendered all the footage from this point useless, so I'll do what I can with what I have. Maybe a lot. So I've done like a big one. Speed fish. We could be here for a while with the one. good fish, birds. Doesn't like me. Running like a kiwi here. Too early to tell yet. It's a sack of potatoes, that's for sure. It's a big cow. No need to rush it. New ground completely. There's actually someone behind me. I don't know what they're fishing, but searching around. She's doing all sorts. Big shark. Get the big ones. Yeah. This is a stonker. Get a load of this. Wow. Well, there you go. I reckon he's at least 15. I can't even lift him in. That's a big boy. Alright, there you go. Exploring. New ground. This is the result. Stop going to your common spots, that's all I can tell you. Explore around and you'll find these big boys. So here's a bit of the time lapse that I spoke about. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over this mark where we just pulled off that 15 kilo, 97 centimetre Dewey roughly. It's a decent one, pretty happy with it. Good on comp day, that's for sure. So there was a bit of a rise and some big area, big ground. Didn't have a lot on it in terms of fluff and coral and things, and I'll show you that on my other GoPro in a second. So it comes up, and just what I did is I found a little area that seemed to have a bit more fluff than the surrounding area, and you'll see what I mean. So you can see there it comes up, and oh, there's fish there actually, but that's for next time I guess. So let's summarise today. Weather was a bit average. That easterly was a killer. Made it very hard to find new ground today, but after picking up that first Dhufish that we kept, sort of headed a bit south from that area. We're probably about 2 k's away, had a bit of a search around, found that big one. When I went over here, sorry, radio. So that lump, and originally there wasn't all those fish on it, it was bare. And found a little bit of flock, sort of sat on that, dropped on it, and then pulled out that big one. Now I'm fairly sure that there's a lot more in that area, probably similar size. Anyways, I'll meet you back in the ramp, and we'll weigh that fish. I'm estimating probably 14 kilo, maybe 15, depends. Metery fish are about 15 kilo generally, plus or minus a kilo, so around that range. And then what we'll also do is we'll extract the cheeks and the bladder off the Dhufish, the air bladder that is, and I'll show you how to cook that up. The bladder actually is very nice. Like I said, I'll do a segment on that at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Let's weigh this fish. There we go, 15.1. Big boy. Now the fillet. I'm going to fillet these, and I'll get the air bladder out and the cheeks on the Dewey, the big one. Don't be a hero, wear a glove. Nipped enough of my fingers off over the years. My mates will attest to this. Now, 2 parts cheeks. If you feel around with your finger, you'll feel that there's bone in this soft spot just here. So you want to get that soft spot, and if you angle it right into the middle, you can get these bits of meat out, which is the cheek. Like that. air bladder. So you remove all the stomach, expose the air bladder, and just run your, and pull it out. It's like a bit of leather. And this is fatty stuff that's on it. Don't want that. Alright, so that's the air bladder. We'll clean this up a bit later. You don't want all this shit on it, all this blood and guts. So we'll clean that up. Should just peel off the membrane. You can use a scrubbing brush as well. Just get all that membrane off and then we'll prepare it. Right, stomach. Let's have a look. This one's got nothing in its stomach today. Ooh, bit of bone. That's about it. Alright, so we'll do a video on cooking this up. Wings, you know what to do with them. Good on the barbecue. Just coat them in herbs and spices. Grill them, bake them. Cheeks, very good meat. And of course the fillets. Anyways, I'm going to clean this up, skin these, and we'll do a video up on these with the air bladder. So, just clean this up. It's nice and white, as you can see. There's no membrane and stuff on the air bladder. I'm going to dry it off. This paper towel will be fine for now. Okay. Now that's pretty dry. Next step. Salt. Salt it like a normal pork crackle, which is a lot. Now what we want to do is try and dry it out, just like you would a pork crackle. Pork skin. Do both sides. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll put this in the fridge uncovered, let it dry out for a few hours. Overnight is even better, and then we can either fry it in oil or air fryer. We'll do an air fryer because it's healthier. But yeah, see you back here. Okay, so I've left this in the fridge uncovered overnight. We have an air fryer as well. So the next step is we've got to get the excess moisture off this air bladder. Now you can rinse it off with fresh water if you like. Personally, I like a bit of saltiness to it, so I just leave the salt on there, just rub most of it off. And yeah, I might cut this because this is too big. I might cut this in tway. It's like leather once dried out. It's very similar to any sort of animal skin. Alright, so in the air fryer, might do one piece at a time, and you want to put it on, say, 200 degrees for about 20 minutes. I might put it up to 210 for 20 minutes. I think most air fryers go up to 200 degrees, but yeah, 20 minutes, and we'll come back. Alright, let's see how we're going with 5 minutes to go. Look at that. Nice and puffy. It's like puff pastry. Go a bit longer, another 5 minutes. Okay, I think we're done. A couple of minutes left. So you see this? Nice and crunchy. Now we'll do the other piece. Back in the air fryer. We'll put it in for another 20 minutes. 210. So crispy. Honestly, it'd be hard to tell whether this was pork crackle or whether this was fish bladder from a Dewey. That's the honest truth. Absolutely awesome. Okay, this is completed. Left it in a bit long, this one maybe, but still pretty good, puffy, like puff pastry. That's how it should look, and crunchy. So yeah, that's how you make air bladder from a Dewey. It's a tasty treat that you can enjoy with a few beers or with a few friends, and see if you can trick a few mates, honestly. Give them some of this and see if they know the difference.